Hey, it's Mel. How are you? So this is a video in an ongoing series that I've created about my decision to get my breast implants removed after I found out that they had been recalled by the manufacturer due to a connection to a rare form of lymphoma. And I've been blown away by the number of you that are interested in this subject, that have questions about it. If you've missed the other two videos, right here is the first video where I had just found out that my implants had been recalled. And I'm sort of reeling about it. And I was talking mainly about how I'm going to manage my mindset between finding out that they've been recalled, the word lymphoma, having to have surgery, and needing to manage my mindset for a month. The next video that I did was in response to all of the interest and the questions, and it was just a general video explaining why I got implants in the first place and why I made the decision to have them removed. And you can check that video out right here. This video is where I'm answering your questions, but I'm just going to go through the top answered questions. And the first one is certainly the most pressing and important. And so many of you wanted to know, what is the name and model of the recalled implants, Mel? Great question. First of all, you should Google this, okay? Because I'm not a lawyer. Well, I am a lawyer, but I'm not a doctor. You'll find all the information. But I happen to have allergen biocell textured implants. And the irony is I chose those because they were supposed to be more natural. And because of the texturing, there's a suspicion that the textured surface is having a leaching effect into the scar tissue in your body that forms around an implant. At least that's what was told to me by a doctor that I spoke to when I started to research this for my own health decisions. So Google it, okay? If you're concerned about it, find out what kind of implants that you have. If you don't know what kind of implants you have, get your medical records from your doctor and Google it, because you cannot rely on someone else notifying you, because these puppies have been recalled for a while and I have never been notified. I discovered this on my own. Second question that we got is, when did you first realize that your implants could be a health issue? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I started to connect the dots between the numbness that I've been experiencing in my right hand with the implant on my right side. And what happened for me is a friend of mine had her implants removed after her mother died. And she did it for a health reason. And it got me thinking about implants in general. And based on her recommendation, I started to do an extensive amount of research on it and was shocked to find all kinds of studies and all kinds of accounts from women about what's called breast implant illness. And as I was reading the list of symptoms that you can feel that range wildly from autoimmune disorders to nerve pain, I realized that a lot of the symptoms I've been complaining about in my body and in my mind for 4 years, which is just about after I got them, are all on the list. So I have a lot of pressure under my armpit. I have tingling in my hands and down my arm. My neuropathy in terms of numbness in my feet and my hands, Raynaud's in my hands, and a significant jump in my ability to be focused. And of course, I would just dismiss it, like it's all not connected, no way, not connected, not connected. But I started to connect the dots 2 years ago. And since then, my right implant has gotten bigger and bigger. It's starting to protrude. It's getting harder, all signs that something is terribly amiss. This question that we get from Irene right here, wait, how did you find out? I have to check on mine and I don't know where to look. I got mine after my mastectomy. They don't tell you where to look for this info. You're right. Typically, when you get surgery like this, the doctors hand you a little card or paperwork about whatever it is they put in their body. They probably did that. I'm sure they did it for me. I have no idea what I did with it. So the best way to figure it out, contact the doctor's office who did the surgery, pull the medical records and check there, and then get to Google and see if there's been any kind of recall whatsoever, okay? I think it's also important to say that this is a voluntary recall. Now, I don't know the legalese in that, but it means that the FDA has not said, warning, warning, get this out of your body. But based on all the research I did and all the symptoms I'm having, I've told myself, get this out of your body. The thing that alarmed me the most is that the implants that I have, which are, again, the allergen biocell textured implants, I didn't even know that's what they were called. I called them the gummy bear implants. One of them circular, one of them shaped like a teardrop, because both my boobs were different sizes, shapes, all that stuff. So it was kind of a massive reconstruction surgery when they did it. These implants that I have are tied to a specific form of lymphoma that occurs in textured implants like the ones I have. And there aren't many cases of this lymphoma, but check this out. 84% of the people with this cancer have the exact implants that I've got in my body. So I'm getting these out of my body. Technically, the recall is for all new implants of this type, but they don't apply the recall to the ones that are already in your body. I don't know why. That makes no sense to me, that they would recall a product and not sell it to anyone new, but it's okay for you and I to have this in our body? What's up with that? We're going to let the lawyers duke that question out. I just feel like from a common sense perspective, it just feels really off to me. If you want to know if yours are recalled, look up what implants that you have with the word recall. And if they're recalled, you're going to find the information. The company that made my implants does have an entire website set up that is dedicated to information about this. And so if you have the same kind of implants that I have, start with that website, talk to your doctor, talk to some of the lawyers that are advertising all over the place about the cases that they're bringing, and make the best informed decision for you. That's the most important part. Make the decision that empowers you, okay? Don't let the implant company make the decision. Don't let your doctor make the decision. Don't let the lawyer make the decision. Don't let the FDA make the decision. You make the best decision for you. That's what it means to be responsible for your life. And you need to get all the information that you can find. And then you need to make the decision that will let you sleep at night. And for me, that means get this out of my body. That way, I'll not only sleep at night, I'll feel much better. And hopefully all this numbness and all this crap is going to go away. This is from L. Watson 22. I have the same ones, and I don't have the budget to have them removed. I'm so stressed. I beat myself up every day for even putting them in. So first of all, I beat myself up when I found this out too, because I thought, how stupid could I be? You know, I had them put in because I hated the way that my skin flaps were after breastfeeding 3 kids, and I felt self-conscious about it when I was nude. My husband could care less. It was all me. As soon as I found out, or as soon as I started to not like them, as soon as I started to realize, oh my God, some of these symptoms might mean my body's rejecting this implant, I started to make myself wrong, just like you are. Why the f*** did I spend that? Why did I do this to myself? Why, blah, 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 blah. Why can't it just be body positivity? Why, blah, blah. Don't shame yourself. Don't. It's what's done is done. Period. If you had known this was going to be an issue, you wouldn't have done it. So don't beat yourself up, okay? Just stop. Now you got to empower yourself, though, because if you found the money to put them in, trust me, you are smart enough, you're strong enough, you're motivated enough to make the money to get them out of your body. You don't have to have the cash on hand. You can figure out creative ways to find the cash to get this stuff out of your body. You can. And so don't stress about it. See, there's 2 kinds of worry and stress. There's destructive worry and stress where you go, oh, why did I do this? I don't have the money. I never should have done this. And you beat yourself up. That's destructive. The other kind of worry and stress is productive. Oh, whoa, I don't want this in my body. How can I get these out of my body? How can I make the money? You turn the worry and the stress into something productive. You use it to motivate yourself to take action, okay? That's what you want to do. So manage what kind of thought pattern you're having. You're welcome to be worried and stressed out. Just channel it into getting a second job, or channel it into asking a relative to loan you some money, or channel it into seeing if you can maybe use a credit card. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying, if you're that stressed about it, where there's a will, there's a way. And trust me, you, Cookie, are smart enough to figure this out. I believe that about you. Here's another question I'm getting. Mine too, same implants as mine. And I don't know if I should call my doc or a lawyer. I can't answer that question for you. I have not called a lawyer. Haven't even talked to one. I have talked to a couple doctors. I've talked to friends who have gone through this. I've looked at information online. I've made the best decision for me. I think that you should talk to absolutely anyone and everyone that you're compelled and drawn to talk to. And if you see, because trust me, when you Google whatever kind of implant you have with the word recall, the first things that are going to come up on Google are all of the lawyers that are involved now. And so if you want to talk to a lawyer, talk to a lawyer. I don't know what they're going to tell you. But if that empowers you, do it. If it empowers you to talk to your original surgeon, do it. If it empowers you to start interviewing 15 surgeons around doing the explant surgery, do that. You've got to do what empowers you, okay? But I can't tell you what you should do. Do you know, Mel, that you should get the capsule removed? So this is an excellent piece of advice. So if you are going to get your implants removed, make sure you go to a doctor who also removes what's called the capsule. When they put this foreign object, the implant, in your body, since it's a foreign object, will try to protect you from this foreign object, and it'll grow scar tissue around it. It's like cheesecloth around the softball that you just stuck in your body. And that cheesecloth is part of the problem. And if there is any kind of leaching or any kind of issue related to the texture of your implant or the chemicals in the implant and how it gets absorbed in your body, that scar tissue is essential. There are a lot of doctors out there that will slit your boob, pop the thing out, stitch you up, and send you home. You do not want to go to one of those doctors. You want to go to somebody who is going to remove that cheesecloth that grew. Because what they're finding in the research is that cheesecloth that has surrounded it is where a lot of the problems are. So you want somebody who specializes in removing absolutely everything related to how your body responded to this thing, okay? So yes, when you get explant surgery, make sure they remove the capsule, make sure they take a photo of the implant with the capsule on, and make sure they take another photo when they've scraped the capsule off of the implant. And also make sure that they send the capsule, which is scar tissue, off to pathology, and they test it to make sure that you're not got the marker for this form of lymphoma that everybody's worried about. Okay? Good. You want to know the number one question I've been asked? Can you guess what it is? The number one question on this topic I've been asked. This shocked me. And I'm not trying to make anybody wrong, because I know you're just curious. The number one question I have asked is, do you think you will get them replaced with new ones, or just leave them removed altogether? I shouldn't be surprised that so many of you are curious about whether or not I'm going to get new implants, because one of the reasons why I've waited to remove my implants is because, before I had implants, after breastfeeding 3 kids, my boobs looked like this. That's what they looked like. Horrible. Pointed right at the ground. Really couldn't stand it. Just felt very self-conscious when I was naked. Even though my husband didn't care. I need to keep saying that. This is me, not him. They certainly looked better, but I didn't really like them. And one of the reasons why I didn't get them removed initially is because I was terrified. My God, now that I have stretched them out with these freaking implants and we remove the implants, they're going to be like down to here. I'm going to have to tuck them into my belt, for God's sakes. It's going to be horrible. And I had people warn me about that. Oh, you're going to have them removed? Holy cow. You're gonna have like pancakes on your, like, hanging down, Mel. Hey, yike, cow tongues, wet socks with sand. I mean, I was mortified. The truth is, that's not what happens if you go to somebody who knows what the they're doing. Because if you get them removed and you get the capsule removed and they repair the pectoral muscle that was cut, they can then do a lift. And I realize it's more money, but it is your body. And they can do a lift. And as my good friend who's had this done says, dude, Mel, if I knew I could have perky high school tits by just doing a lift, I would have done that in the first place. Sign me up. Me too. Me too. For sure. Me too. I did not know that. I was not advised of that. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm not a gal that likes an underwire. Who the hell likes an underwire? Who invented that shit, right? I cannot wait to have a lovely little bralette where I can just be my old sort of high school flat-chested self. I'm like, bring it on. Let's go. So no, after this whole giant f***ing fiasco, there is no f***ing way I am putting another foreign f***ing object in my f***ing body, period. If you want to do that, that's up to you, okay? You got to empower yourself. That would be, no. I feel like this is not like a pair of shoes I'm returning and I'm going to get a new pair. This is like, okay, get this thing out of my body. Another question, great question like this one about confidence. Brandy's saying, I explanted in July 2018. I'm 47. I've learned to embrace the wet socks my beautiful 3 children gave me. I also divorced in 2016, so I made this decision knowing I would be dating and in no way would be able to compete with other women around me. Boom. You're not competing based on your boobs. You're competing based on your personality, your values, your spirit, and the unique force of nature that you are. So let's just start right there with that, okay? I have a few moments of doubt and regret now and then, but remind myself that I'm an amazing woman and so much more than just a pair of boobs. Yes, you are. Brandy, thank you for rooting for me. And I love your attitude. I really do, because you're right. Like, I also, by the way, this is something that we women do to ourselves, right? Because the guy's not going to feel that way about you, or, the woman, if you're dating women, they're going to love you no matter what. That's what my husband says all the time. It's about how you feel about you. And if somebody only wants to be with you because of your perfect then they're not right for you. That is a shallow ass human being. You know what I'm saying? You got to be right with you. And you should be proud of yourself for making the decision that you made to put your health first. Stand in that. And, your boobs could be a test to weed out the shallow from the folks that have true depth. Because let's face it, dudes, their balls are going to start to sag and they're going to go bald up top and they're not going to be looking so sweet while they're judging your tits. So you want somebody that's got a lot of depth to them, because if it's going to go the distance, you don't want to go the distance with a thin relationship. You want to go the distance with somebody who goes deep with you. And that means they go way beyond skin deep. Know what I'm saying? Good. What are you planning to do after the surgery in terms of detox? Well, great question. I'm getting this question a lot. I don't have a clue. All I know is that there's such extensive muscle repair that apparently I come out of the surgery and I'm not allowed to raise my hands or lift anything they would like for a month. And so I've apparently got to tie my arms to my side with like a bathrobe strap or a scarf. And I'm going to walk around like T-Rex, because you don't realize, I guess, how often we go, oop, with our hair, and it'd be like, ah! So you tie your arms like this. And in terms of a detox, I have no idea. If you've got recommendations, love to hear them in the comments. I've heard the lymph net, whatever type of massage. I'm already like super whole food kind of eater. I'm not really planning on doing anything special except for detoxing from my hurried pace of life, tying my arms to my sides so I don't violate the doctor's orders, and relegating my ass to my bed for 2 weeks. That's basically what I'm doing. And then after that, the next 2 weeks, I'm just going to take it really easy. But I am going to make another video answering your questions after the surgery. So if you've got questions, ask them. Look, I'm already pinning my arms. Woo! Ask questions below or send it to whatthemel@melrobbins.com. I love your questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for cheering me on. And thank you for using what I'm sharing to make you think about your health choices and what you can do to take control of your health and what you can do to manage your mindset so that you stay in an optimistic and positive and excited mindset as you make changes in your life. Speaking of changes, there's going to be a lot changing about this area of my life in the next week. And I'm going to take you along for the ride. Don't worry, no gory surgery photos. But as my husband and I road trip to Cleveland, we're going to Dr. Fang and her world-renowned clinic in Cleveland. And as we road trip, as I come out of surgery, if Dr. Fang will let me tape some of the consult, we will show you before and afters. I'll show you the implants that got removed. I will answer lots of questions in the kind of post-week out, 2 weeks out kind of thing about how I feel mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and we'll continue to answer your questions. High five. You're doing great. And in case nobody else tells you, I love you, I believe in you, and thank you for being here and supporting me through this. It means the world to me. Love you. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like this video, I have a suspicion you're going to like these two next.